Hey guys, I'm back here at Boston Township, also known as Helltown. This has been one of our most popular vlogs, so I decided I would try to come back this time of year, which now is November, just one day after Thanksgiving actually, to try to see if I can go further, because the last time we were here I had my family with me and I didn't want to leave them in the car too long. So this time they stayed behind because I want to walk and trek this road as far as I can possibly go before the sun goes down. And I'd also like to try to put up the drone, since all the leaves have fallen off the trees, put up the drone to see if we can see any more abandoned areas or things like that. As I walk closer here, I know that we're coming up on the red barn, which I believe they call the slaughterhouse maybe. So I want to see if I can walk out there and kind of update you guys on this area a little bit and go further deeper. And then of course I'm also going to put GPS coordinates to these different areas, since they are very difficult to get to. Just by trying to find locations on the internet, online, and what people are talking about and giving you directions. There's been several GPS coordinates I've actually tested that do not work, that take you to an underpass in the middle of nowhere. So I want to give you guys exact GPS coordinates. It also looks like they've had some rain here, or some flooding from the marshes, because the road is almost completely covered up here with water, which I'll show you as we get closer up here. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Like I said, it's one of our most popular vlogs, so I thought I'd like to go back and get more coverage of it, since the first time I did it didn't get a lot of coverage or drone footage. So you can see here, as we're walking through, the water is pretty deep. It looks like maybe this marshy land here has flooded quite a bit. So I'm actually going to cross over the road here and walk. I'd rather walk in mud than water. So this is definitely the conservation area. There's a sign right here behind me that says that conservation area, authorized access only, and it's operated by Metro Parks. I don't know if that means this road or just the wooded areas that are over there. They really don't give you any specifics on it, so I'm just going to continue walking because I don't see any no trespassing signs or anything of that nature. So just going to keep moving forward. You can kind of see that we're coming to that red barn over here that I think is known as like the slaughterhouse maybe. And then the famous curve up around here that you see in a lot of vlogs. So I decided to take this little side drive that comes up here. Looks like a gravel road. I decided to take this up, and this is actually this path goes two different ways, which I'll show you here. So you can see it says the Valley Bridle Trail, which I'm assuming is a horse trail that they have out here, and then the other path leads down to this red barn, which I think from the videos, since all the GPS coordinates are not correct, I'm thinking that this may be the red barn that everybody is referring to. And if you remember back to my first video, which I'll leave a link down in the description for you to get to. So as we walk out of here, I know something I want to do that I didn't do before in my research, and that is I'm going to go to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources and find these properties out here and actually determine who owns them. So I'll put all that information in this video and in the description below, along with the GPS coordinates for this stuff that's accurate, because that's one of my biggest pet peeves is when people leave coordinates, addresses, or GPSs. They are never correct. So I'm going to put those in. So the first GPS coordinates I have here that I'm going to put up on the screen, and it will also so we're going to continue up this steep road, and I'll let you see back down here is where I parked. So I've walked all the way up this road, and that was the gravel road that went back to the red barn, and now we're going to continue up, just past another couple walking down this road. Super nice. Don't know if everybody's out here to walk or if they're really trying to find these abandoned homes. It's never something I ask people. Maybe I should start doing that. So we continue to walk up, and I believe the next spot we're coming to up here is the spot that's referred to as the end of the world, the road to the end of the world. So once we get up here and I catch my breath, these are some steep hills. I watched a YouTube video of a gentleman that rode his bicycle up here, and he was winded, probably half my age and probably half my weight. So, and I've also got my drone on my back, which adds a few pounds. So once I get up here and catch my breath, we'll continue this journey. So yeah, this is the location of what they consider going off the edge of the world right here. But as I was walking up here, I saw a gentleman come out of this bike trail for bicycles, which you can see right here behind me. He came right here. Don't know where that goes. And then there's another road behind me. It says no parking. It goes this way. And then we have the road to nowhere. So I'm going to take the road. What I'll do is go ahead and GPS locate this area as number 2 if you want to find this area. And I'll continue to walk out this what appears to be abandoned gravel road. There's no signs that says no trespassing or that it's owned by anybody, so I'm just gonna see some bike tracks so people have been out here before. I do have some exciting news, and I want to thank you guys for this. I started this vlog almost a year and a half ago. Didn't know exactly where I was going to go with it or how it was all going to pan out. Something I've always enjoyed doing was creating content, uploading it to YouTube, and allowing people that don't have the means or the ability or the desire to actually come out here and romple through all this mess, mud, briars, itchies, spiders, all the fun things that you find in the woods out here. But I've always had a desire to bring content to you people. And I just was thinking about it the other day, and I just felt so encouraged and I felt so blessed that somebody would take the time out of their day and watch my 10, 15, 20-minute videos, completely amateur that I am, that they would actually watch these videos. And then on top of that, not only did you just watch them, but you shared them, you've made comments, and we have, as of 2 days ago, this channel that's 1 year old with very little work put into it, which I'm going to change, has received 100 unique subscribers. And that just knocked my socks off, because I have not tried to build this channel. I had some people that contacted me that had an interest, and some different things. And I thought, my family and I enjoy traveling, and as I said before, I enjoy bringing new content, unique content to you, and I want to do that on a regular basis. And my goal has become to do that at least once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, because there's been such a positive response. And that has really encouraged me to start doing this again. A lot of times we do the things we love, and then if we don't see that other people love it with us, we are quick to abandon it or not put our time and effort into it. And during this time, I had discovered that I wanted to do something online. So, I was pursuing online business and different things like that. And my wife asked me the question. She says, "Do you enjoy trying to make money online?" And I said, "No, I don't. I just feel like it is the next step for us to take so that we can travel more." So, currently I have a job that we do very well at, but it does require a lot of my time. So she asked me, "What do you enjoy doing?" And I said, "Creating content and delivering it to people. That's what I enjoy doing." So that gave me some time to do some soul searching. And during that soul searching, I discovered that the two things that I absolutely enjoy, love doing, is creating content. And the two forms of content that I love to create is vlogging. I like to allow my viewers for this channel, allow them to evolve and give this channel direction. But as of right now, I'm looking for unique places, abandoned places, roadside oddities, and things that people have documented that you think could have been done a little bit better. My goal in that whole process is to be more accurate with the information that's being out there, and just allowing you, the viewers, to walk this journey with us and enjoy it with us. So that I want you to feel like you're right here with us, standing beside me, talking, and we're discussing these things. And we can do that through your comments and feedback. That will allow me to find things that need to be done or that you'd like to see, and for us to have a conversation about it as a group, as a community. That's what I want to build, is a community of people that want to enjoy these experiences, for lack of better words, these experiences with one another. So the only way we can do that is to continue to grow as a family. And I just want to take this time, it's Thanksgiving, and it's the time of year to be thankful, and I just want to contribute thankfulness to those people who have watched these videos, who have commented, who have subscribed, and helped us reach, we as a team, not just me, we as a team, we have reached 100 subscribers, which has set a fire inside of me to continue this journey. And with that, folks, I don't want to keep rambling on about that subject. However, I have reached a point in this field that basically has turned into what looks like a bike trail out in the middle of the woods, a walking trail that goes into the middle of the woods, and an old vehicle trail that goes in the middle of the woods. And that, my friends, is where I have come from. So instead of trekking out into the wild yonder, I'm going to choose to go back to the road that I came from, back to the GPS location that I left earlier, and choose a different route. I also want to put the drone up, but I'm a little nervous because there are so many power lines out here, and drones, GPS signals, and radio controllers for drones, and those power lines are not friends. And I don't want those non-friendly power lines to interfere with my drone and have it destroyed in the wild blue yonder. So I will continue to wait. However, the sun is starting to pull the covers over the sky so that the wonderful Ohio sky here is going to slowly get darker and darker. So I have to decide which route to take now. And on top of that, find a location to put this drone up so I can hold true to the words that I promised you. Because in my opinion, aerial views are key. It will help put the whole picture together, where everything's at, as long as these pine trees and the little bit of leaves that's left doesn't block the complete view, like they did a year ago, August, when I tried and did successfully send the drone up. Oh, and did I mention it is very, very windy today. I've only been drone piloting for about 2 years now, and the most difficult thing to do is to pilot a drone in a small restricted airspace area and get it up while the winds are blowing rapidly. So all those challenges doesn't go without saying. I truly love vlogging to risk my precious drone for an aerial view of Helltown so that you guys can see what I see. So I just passed 2 females, 2 ladies, walking out this abandoned road with nothing but a cell phone that has little to no reception. And they actually feel safe enough, unless they had a firearm on them, they actually feel safe enough to walk out here in this crazy abandoned area. I don't get it. And I don't judge people. All I want to say, and this brings a great time to do this, for anybody that's coming out here and exploring this area, use common sense. Don't trespass. Don't walk by yourself, or even in pairs by yourself. And pairs are great. 2 people or more are great in an area that's well populated. But going out in the middle of nowhere, and this place is known for all kind of crazy stuff that's going on, don't subject yourself to that lunacy. It makes no sense to me why people would do that, unless, and I say unless, they have and are packing a gun. In that case, good for you. But use common sense. Anyway, I'm done with my rant. I just saw that. I had to talk about it because it frustrated me somewhat, because the only thing I can think of is if that was my daughter out here, I just would not be happy about it. I walked down this little path to where this super steep gully is, and there's a river down there. It looks kind of beautiful, actually, or a stream or something of that nature down here. It's very beautiful, but I can't tell you how steep this is. Probably steep. I don't think I could physically get back up this hill if I was to walk down there. So I'm definitely not going to go that way. But there's a little path that veers off here. I will now put the GPS location of this exact location if you want to see this. You can hear the water. You probably can't hear the water because of my iRoad mic, but there's water, beautiful water down here just flowing. You can see it through the woods. It's beautiful. Once again, no place to put a drone up because I'm in trees. I will GPS locate this here spot right now for you guys. And of course it'll be in the description below as well. Okay guys, so that was the path that I came from, right back there at the edge of that gully. This is the path, and then going down here, of course, this is where we came from, just for a little visual direction. And this is the road to hell, to nowhere, to the end of the world, as it's known by so many different names. But I continue to walk this trek. And this hill is a doozy, and A few weeks back I was on our roof at home cleaning out my gutters, and I went to get down off the ladder and I popped what felt like my rib in my back area, side area. And for the past 2 weeks I've been hobbling around, uncomfortable in bed, not able to sleep at night because of what I'm assuming was a pulled, separated rib. And this hill intimidates me, but I drove here today for this very reason, and I am going to push through and make this vlog happen until the wee hours of the sun come to an end today. And you guys can see how steep that hill really is. It's all the way to tippy top, and I'm not all the way at the bottom yet. There's a lot of people out today walking. I will say that, more than I anticipated. It is a beautiful day here in Ohio. We've had snow already, but it is a beautiful day. But you can see how truly steep that hill is. Okay guys, so this is that river, or that stream or creek or whatever you want to call it, that I had seen up there. We were back there at that gully up there, and this is that river that runs through here. And I didn't know that we would get this close to it, but we did. And it's beautiful. It's kind of rickety back here. You can walk. It's very muddy, but it's pretty, kind of peaceful and serene. So I kind of wish now that my family would have come with me, because they would have enjoyed this little trek. So I will go ahead and GPS locate this spot for you guys too. I'm just starting to believe that there were a few properties, homes for lack of better words, that were actually abandoned. And then, as folklore would have it, a few people start telling tales at campfires or to scare children. And this is what you end up with. This is how urban legends are born. This is what folklore is all about. Are these legends of what actually happened, what's actually real, the truth, undeniable truth, and people put a little spin on it, and this is born. So I'm starting to believe that a lot of this was just urban legend. I really do. Because these are legitimate trails out here, people with families, dogs, and a few vloggers want to take it, publicize it, and make it something it's not. Alright guys, so to follow common sayings, onward and upward through this road. So as I left that little ravine where that water was, I decided to take a left and continue on what looks to be like a small blacktop trail. And I'll continue to walk this. I think where I'm at is I'm on the other side of where I was last year, actually. Now that I started getting a little oriented with the area, I think this is the side that I didn't make it to. If I would have walked all the way up the road where I left my family, I could be confused and disoriented. I'm not saying I'm not. I could very well be. And more than likely I am. But I think I'm coming to the other side of what's known as Helltown, because this looks like it's used to be an old road. So either I'm going to where I was last year, or I'm coming from where I was last year, going to a new location. And you get to experience this adventure with me. So we keep continuing to walk up this road. This is about as steep as the other one. All the while, my lovely sun up there is going down, and as you all know, and if you don't know, the sun can set up to an hour earlier in the woods because of the trees. Not rendering it pitch black, but making it difficult to see, especially on a person's eyes that is aging like mine. So we continue that steep trek. Where I was going before with my ribs being pulled, I've not worked out in 2 weeks. And I typically would do 4 miles a day on the elliptical and about 20-30 minutes of weight training. And since I had to pull a rib, that rendered that impossible. Mute, undoable, unthinkable. So, this is undoubtedly a workout for me after 2 weeks. Couldn't record that as I was walking past a tree. It was in the middle of the road. There was a bunch of people, but this gully, ravine, whatever you'd like to call it, is by far the steepest I've ever seen in my life. I have a friend of mine in West Virginia says that their ravines are deeper than ours. I would challenge any of those to that one for sure. Let's continue moving forward. You know, guys, the more I process this information, I know now this isn't where it was last year because that abandoned house wasn't up there and there was no site where it was tore down. So this is an absolutely different area altogether. It's actually a beautiful trail. There's a lot of people out walking today. As you can see, there's a group ahead of us, some beautiful wildlife. The trail's pretty well cleared. You know, once again, if you're coming out with your family to do these trails or to look at this, just use common sense. There's usually other people out, but I'm sure as it gets colder or in the heat of summer, there's nobody out here. You just want to be careful, ultimately. Okay, so this took us to what's called the Brandywine Falls. And you can see here, I guess there's some observation points down here. Where I left off was at the Stanford house. That's where I parked the vehicle. I walked past the area where you cannot have your car and then crossed another point that said no vehicles to this area. As you can see, this is really steep. This is actually a fall up here that you can walk out to. It's kind of hard to see through a lot of the trees, but there's this fall. And as we get closer, you can see the fall here. A lot of people here today. It's beautiful. So as you can see, guys, this led to the Brandywine Falls here. It's quite beautiful.
It's pretty cool coming down through here. That's where we've got a big thing. Pretty much full forest all the way across.
It's beautiful. It's far from Helltown, I'm assuming. Very far. Or maybe it's right around the corner. Who knows? I just know that the old Bessie sun up there, she's setting quickly. I've walked probably an hour and 45 minutes to get to this spot. Unfortunately today, as disappointed as I am, I have not reached that location that everybody's talking about. However, I did in this trip reach the road to nowhere, the road to the edge of the world, whatever you want to call it. I reached that location. Before last year I reached the abandoned house location. So at this point it seems like this might be a 6 or 7 part series over the course of the next few months, few years. Who knows the time frame? Maybe towards spring, before everything blossoms, I'll try to come back and GPS tag and locate all the other areas that people are vlogging about, but they don't have accurate descriptions for, coordinates, locations, addresses, however you choose to phrase that. I want to bring those to you so that you can explore for yourself and make a decision for yourself on what really is out here. So, 3 points I want to make real quick. Maybe it'll be quick. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I got an hour and 40 minutes to walk back to my car, and you are my company in this trek back. 3 points I want to make. If you decide to come out here, be safe. Use your brain. If you feel like you're unsafe, don't do it. Don't come out here. It's not worth the video footage. It's not worth the whatever it is that you're looking for. It's just not worth it. Number 2, bring water. Bring water. Water is essential. You need lots of it. I have none. And number 3, bring some kind of sustenance. A protein bar, an MRE, if that's your thing. Something that you can quickly eat for some protein and some carbohydrates, just in case you was to get lost out here and there's not many people as there are today. Just ultimately use common sense. And I'm just going to slip number 4 in there. I said 3, but I'm going to make it 4. If you do decide to come out, don't trespass. Have fun. There's park rangers out here. I ran across at least one today. They're out here walking the areas. They know what's going on. If there's a sign that says no trespassing, don't trespass. Here's that tree that I couldn't record when I was coming up here because there was people waiting to get by and I had to put my camera down. So there's a small tree over our passageway here that we're going to just make way, walk through ever so carefully. Now that we're on the other side, this is the easy part. I'm going down this hill and I've got that huge hill to go back up. And I still want to put that drone up if I can just hustle and get back for old faithful sunshine up there. Slowly ducks its head behind those hills in the Ohio woods here in what I believe to be a national forest or a conservancy area. Helltown, maybe. Years gone by. But today, this section, this area, this very location, I would say, is not Helltown. In my older age, not old age, definitely not in my 20s, definitely not in my 30s anymore, I will try to preserve my dignity and turn this camera off so that you don't see me huff and puff and struggle. I got my breath back. I made up the horrendous hill, and now it's all downhill now. In a good way, not a bad way. In a good way, downhill, back to whence we came. I was reviewing some thoughts in my head that I had made notes on about this area. I like to structure these vlogs in somewhat of a productive fashion. I like to research the area before I go, find out some facts, and try to present those facts to you in a non-biased way. I may, from time to time, slip my opinions in. That's to be expected. There's two other things I had on my list for today. I was trying to get back to where I was last year. Have not made it there. Will not today. However, Crybaby Bridge. I was hoping to be here late enough to do Crybaby Bridge. Just to once and for all and finally dispel that folklore, that myth, that bedtime story that people made up to tell their children. I wanted to dispel that. And they have this ritual online that you have to go through. Basically, you park on the bridge. Take 2 sets of keys. Leave a key in the ignition. Take the other set, lock the car. And you wander off in the dark. And then when you come back, the vehicle will be running, and there'll be little handprints all around the vehicle where the little kids tried to start the vehicle and push it to the other side, but they couldn't. Their little hands, their little ghostly figures could not push it across. Couldn't do it. I know that's an urban legend, that's a myth. Allegedly on that bridge, a school bus driver wrecked and killed many children. Did that happen? I don't know. But anytime you see something like that, typically it's an urban legend. And the bridge that you have to do it on, you cannot stand on or sit on, rather, any time of day or night, because someone would hit you and potentially kill you. So the story makes no sense. It's physically impossible to do today with the traffic. So I won't even investigate Crybaby Bridge. You can find some other YouTubers that have went there and potentially tried this. However, I am not going to put myself at risk to dispel that myth. The other one I had on my list for today was the Satanic Church. Definitely a rumor, a myth of the people that claim the upside down cross on the Satanic Church. And I will show you a picture of that right now. That church is steeple and cross at the very top is in its appropriate Christian form. What people are referring to as the upside down cross is actually the decorations, the gingerbread, as you call it on some houses, the decor, the design, the features of that era. That in no way is an upside down cross in a satanic fashion. So I won't investigate that either. There's also another YouTube video out there of a guy who came out here and found some tapes and a SD card and all that stuff, and there was a note and said they knew he was there and got pictures of him, and he went back to find it. I've investigated things a lot. I did it for a living. I somewhat do it now. His story makes no sense. He did it to try to make a YouTube video go viral. That was supposedly at the slaughterhouse where I was at. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I will not leave a link for that YouTube video because I don't promote hysteria. And that's all that video was. As far as the abandoned homes, I guess this is kind of a little conclusion as I walk back to my car. As far as the abandoned homes in this area, I will go to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources website, and I will click on these areas and find the ownership facts. Who really owns them? Is it the Department of Natural Resources? Is it the Wildlife Conservancy? Is it the federal government? And I will leave pictures either in this video or links in the YouTube description, or you can just go to our new website, which is going to be reasonandchristi.com. That's REZIN and AND Christie, CHRISTI.com. And I will leave a section in there that talks about vlogging, and there will be some links in there for those photos. But as far as Mutant Town, Mutane Town, the Satanic Church, Crybaby Bridge, federal government, toxic waste spills, I don't see it. I just don't see it. I wanted to come out here a second time for my own curiosity's sake, since I didn't get to explore very long last year when I came out. I came out here to explore further. It's like somebody was following me. And as I listened and thought more about it and reflected on it, with all my investigative Inspector Clouseau skills, I have determined that Helltown is no more. And I don't know why there is so much interest in this. I don't have a clue. Curiosity, maybe. The unknown, bizarre. Things we can't understand, don't understand. Things that we can't control. I think it's human nature to be piqued with those curiosities. I really do. But unless my viewers, my subscribers, my commenters, the people who follow me through thick and thin, through all these crazy adventures that I go on, have specific GPS locations of areas that are without a shadow of a doubt, I stick it in my phone and I go to that location and I walk there. If it's within 20 foot of that, because that's, phones nowadays are within, they are 20-foot accuracy with GPS. Unless you can give me those GPS locations and tell me precisely where to go. Beyond bringing my family out here to do a hike, I'm not sure if I'll return to this area to investigate any more of this lunacy, this crazy, bizarre infatuation with this area. And like I said, this video from last year was the most popular video I ever did. And it was very low in data there because I didn't get to spend a lot of time here. But it was the most popular. And I'm trying to figure out, what is that curiosity? What is that thing, that magic piece, that bit of information that piques your curiosity? Tell me that. Let me know what that is, because I'd like to know. because I want to continue to bring you things that people want to watch, review, and see. But I also don't want to do wild goose chases. And I think Helltown, Mutant Town, all the things in the Boston Mills area have been a wild goose chase occurring with many people. And I just want to know why. So now comes the time that I ask you to like, subscribe, and comment. I like to reply to each and everybody's comments as time allows me. I encourage the comments. I encourage the challenge, the information, the data. Let me know. You can let me know what you think of this video for one, and then what you'd like to see more of. What areas, anywhere in the US. I promise you this, I am working on a very interesting vlog that I'll be doing around the middle of January. It will probably be a 4 or 5 part series. So that means it'll be published in increments over the course of 5 different vlog episodes. I promise you it will be very entertaining. It was something that historically happened, tragically, that there was a crazy podcast about it that aired for quite some time. And it's still, I think, one of the most downloaded podcasts to this date. I always want to put locations with information that I listen to in that podcast. And that is my goal with that vlog series, is to show you in video form and try to put the pieces of the puzzle together just like the host of the podcast did, to let you see and be entertained with the facts. And as I unravel them, I want you to be able to sit in that podcast host's shoes and walk with them as they walked these locations and did interviews, talked about this very specific topic I have been personally fascinated with for the last 3 years. I know you will be too. So, with that, also hit the little bell beside the subscribe button once you do, so that you'll get notifications every time we upload a new vlog. I also encourage you, in the link below, I'll put a link, subscribe to our monthly email blast. We can communicate that way. I'll have some upcoming things that's going on, some things that we're looking to do. And that'll be a lot of fun to interact with you that way and keep you up to date, because I know everybody gets busy and people don't have time to sit down and necessarily watch a lot of YouTube videos. So I could just blast you out an email on what's coming up, and you'll be able to stay on top of things via email in this wonderful digital technology age that we live in today. I hope I didn't talk too much, even though I walked a lot. I wanted to take you on this adventure with me. So what better way to do that than to talk to you while I walk back to where my vehicle is parked. And now, as the sun sets, I'm going to put my vlog up, or not my vlog, cancel that, forget that, erase that thought. I'm going to put my drone up as the sun sets. I'm going to put him up into the sky and allow you to see this area from an aerial perspective, which I absolutely love to do. And I say to you, from Boston Mills, here in Helltown, vlog over.